Okay, so we are moving on in Module 3, Topic 2, Lesson 3, Activity 5. It's on page 434. Reasoning about more interesting multiplication equations. Recall that you can create an equation by writing two expressions with an equal sign between them. Now it says consider the equation 7c equals 28d. How is this equation different from the equations you've solved in this lesson? Well, there are, look at this, so there's a C and a D, so it has two variables. And it says generate at least three pairs of values for C and D that makes the equation true. And then what patterns do you notice? So 7C equals 28D. Well, I know that 7 times 4 equals 28. So I guess I would have to multiply 28 times 1 to get 28. So for this, I would say C equals 4 and D equals 1. Okay, so what else could I say? Well, is there any way that I could get, like if I did 7 times 2, if I did C equals 2 for this one, get 14. What can I do with 28 to get it to 14? 28 times D, so 28 times, I guess, a half of 28 equals 14. And then what if I wanted it to equal the 7? So let's do another one here. So if C equals 1, 7 times 1, what would I have to multiply 28 by to get 7? Because 28D means 28 times, so 28 divided by 4 equals 7, so I would multiply by 1/4. So 1/4 of 28, that becomes 28 over 4, which is 7. So D equals 1/4. Okay. And I don't want you to get freaked out by these. Let's say I had something different. Let's say I had 6x equals 20. Another way I could say that would be 6x equals 5 times 4. Correct? So 5 times 4. That's really all we're doing here. We're doing 7c equals 28 times something. Here it was 5 times something. Now we're doing 28 times something. So we just happen to know that that one was a 4. This one is a D, which means we can vary it. Okay, don't let it freak you out. Okay, so then it says, Jess and Dominic each proposed a solution for 7c equals 28D, and who is correct? So it looks like Jesse divided the 7c by 7, and he got C equals, so if he divided by 7 here, he divided by 7 here, 28 divided by 7 is 4D. So Jesse, that one works. He is right. So he did 7c divided by 7 to get the C. And then on the other side of the barbell, on the other side of the equal sign, he did 28D divided by 7. 28 divided by 7 is 4D. And this says C equals 4D. So his is right. Let's look at Dominic. So it looks like Dominic worked down here. He divided by 28. And then he did divided by 28 up here. So he did 7 divided by 28, and then he reduced that to 1/4. I think he's right as well. Dominic is also right. So he did 28D divided by 28 to get just the D. Equals, and remember on the other side of it is 7C, and it doesn't matter which way we put it. 28D equals 7C is the same thing. So if he divided this side by 28, he divided this side by 28, and that reduces to 1/4 C. So he's also correct. And that's all the more you can go on those. That's all the further. Okay, use reasoning to solve each equation for one of the variables. Okay, well, maybe I'm going to solve for M, and I'm going to divide both sides by 18. So I would get M equals 54 divided by 18n. 18 goes into 54 3 times, so that would be 3n, so M equals 3n. Or if I solved for n, I would divide by 54. I would get n equals, well, if in this format, 54 over 18 simplifies this to 3. In its reciprocal, it would be the reciprocal of this, so equals 1/3 M. Okay, moving on. Number 12. Okay, so let's divide by 12 first. Divide by 12. So I get S equals, so we have 1/12, I'm sorry, 1/2 T divided by 12. I'm going to put it over 1. So instead of dividing by a fraction, we'll multiply by its reciprocal. So we will get S equals 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 12 is 24, 1/24 T. Or we have 12S equals 1/2 T. If I solve for T, I can multiply by the reciprocal on both sides. And fraction times its reciprocal is 1, so I have 1T. 2 times 12 is 24. S, there's 1's on the bottom. Okay, and that is it for this video. We'll see you next on Talk the Talk.